And we're back. I had to go grab something real quick. So let's come in here and see what we've got. What other magical treasures will we find here today? Let's get rid of that. Light this up. More iron, more gold and iron, and diamond and more gold. And TNT, because everybody needs TNT. Just realized I've been using Silk Touch for that. Oops. Okay, let's get back up. And there you go. Hello, anybody here? Nope. Okay. Well, that was a good find, and yes, I wrote the coordinates down off camera before I came back and hit record again. So let's continue. There's a lava lake. Now I'm really curious to see if I can find any more surface spawners. Found two of them right beside each other. And all I see is desert along that side, or swamp along that side, so I'm going to go look this way. Be careful not to run into cactuses. And there's another one. Who are you? Spider. More name tags. Another record. Another saddle. I don't need wheat. This is so much fun. Alright. Let's... Wow. Oops. Did not mean to take a snapshot. And maybe I should. Let's take a snapshot for the... I'm going to take one over here. Because I looked at the last recording and it was... you know what? I'll come up with a snapshot for this somehow. Some way or another. Some way for a thumbnail. I looked at the recording and it's already at 50 minutes at this point. So yeah, that will be at least 2 episodes. And we'll see how much the rest of this recording takes before I either run out of time to record today, run out of hard drive space, though that shouldn't happen, or we find a horse. Whichever one happens first will end today's recording session. But in that short little break from recording that I took, I kind of realized that one of the things I really enjoy about this game is exploring and finding new things, and I haven't been doing a lot of that lately. I've just been stuck in building the city. Not that I would consider it being stuck. I enjoy doing it. It's fun, and it's a new challenge because I do tend to just explore and just look around and, you know, keep very minimalistic things, places to live and stuff. I don't really do a lot of building. And there's another desert temple. This is a super awesome day. Oh, I need to eat. So let's go back. Is this another spawner? That one's not, but this one is. This one is another spider. We have another cat and more iron armor. Okay, I gotta get rid of some stuff. Name tags can go in. Cat can go in. Gunpowder. What can go in here? Let's be honest. I don't need any more dirt. I got overflows of it. Don't need pressure plate. Don't need sandstone. Don't need sand. The TNT and gunpowder. What do I do with the gunpowder? Let's do that. It's another dirt. TNT can go in here. Hello. What in the world is going on? Scared the crap out of me. Don't need that either. put the... What can I take with me? Oh, I could do this. I guess at this moment it's less of a question of what can I put in the chest and what is worth carrying on me at the time. Take these. We'll bring some smooth stone along for getting up out of things. Holy cow! How many records? And I got gold. I got all of the horse armor and stuff. You know, it would be fantastic finding a horse. Okay, let's get out of here. I can't believe the amount of things. I ran across that entire desert that I've been deleting over by the swamp hut. Not a single surface spawner. I come into one desert and I find 4 of them. Hey, this is the desert I should be building in. That's the swamp I should be working in. Who knows? But I do know it's time to take another nap. There we go. I don't believe it. I just don't believe the amount of stuff that I'm finding today. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, let's get down here. Let's increase our TNT supply. Let's put a light in here for now. Quit using your silk touch pick on non-silk touchable things. And more gold and saddles. Holy cow. Look at the saddles and stuff. More saddles. I don't know what to do with all these saddles. Honestly, I don't need another bucket. I've got a lot of buckets. And aqua affinity I will take. I don't need a pressure plate. I already looked. I did not look in this one, which has gold in it. Okay. I am unfortunately going to need some blocks, so something's gotta go. Wood. And if I get out of here fast enough, if I ever come back here, all that stuff will be sitting there anyway. Okay, so we found more saddles than I normally would know what to do with. That is what? A desert temple, two desert temples, 1 jungle temple, 4 spawners. Right on the surface. Yeah, today's a good day. I would go through there, but there's really nothing I'm looking for in a swamp, and I might find some more things to clog my inventory with if I continue through the desert. You know it would be fantastic? Finding a donkey. Because with the donkeys, you can put chests on them. They can carry your stuff for you. Which is something I'm very excited about, especially today, with the amount of things flooding my inventory. It'd be great if there was a plains right over this desert, over this hill. That would be great. Instead, I see just barren wasteland everywhere. It's not so much wasteland. The desert isn't wasteland, is it? I don't consider it to be wasteland. It's not the most prosperous or fruitful land, but it's not certainly wasted. Lots of people live in the desert. Lots of people make it work. Okay. What other things have I talked about in past episodes that I can now bring up again and talk about with more detail? One of those things is phones. I remember in a past episode, I complained about phones. I ironically think that was the last time I was wandering through a desert, maybe. And another biome that's unhelpful. But at least I'm going to stop finding things to fill my inventory with here. So it's not all bad. That's not plains, I don't think. If it is, hopefully it's more than just that, and I'll come across it on the other side of this mountain. So, as I've discussed before, I'm frustrated with phones. I don't know what to do. Nothing really interests me. I do have to say that the Galaxy S4, which is out now, I watched the keynote address, and while I thought the keynote address was over the top and pompous and ridiculous, I do think the phone is a good phone. It's just not exactly what I'm looking for. Right now, I'm running an HTC Thunderbolt. It's like the first 4G phone on Verizon, and you'd think for having that status symbol, they would have taken care of it. But man, did they pretty much abandon the phone pretty easily. I mean, I have gotten upgraded to ice cream sandwich, which is now going on, I think, 2 years old, and I just finally got it a few months ago. Which is actually, that's not true. I got it over summer last year because the first time it leaked out, somebody made a ROM of it, and I installed that ROM right away. Spider? No, underground spider. But the ROM I've been using is of stock Android, or as close to stock as can be. It's called Liquid Smooth. Fantastic ROM. I can't recommend it highly enough to anybody who has a Thunderbolt or Galaxy Nexus, and I think Nexus 4 also is supported. If I remember right. I could be wrong about that. But I've been looking at a lot of phones lately, looking at different carriers. I'm on Verizon, and while I like the service, like the coverage and the speeds, I am kind of tired of them. Look at a lot of the policies they enact, and they don't seem to be very consumer friendly. I mean, AT&T is kind of the same way. Not as bad, but also their coverage, in my experience, is not quite as good. It's still pretty good. I mean, you're going to get coverage in most places, but like when we go visit my in-laws this summer and this like Thanksgiving time and stuff, if we have AT&T, we won't be able to make any phone calls there because they just don't have service there. They had to switch to Verizon just in order to get a signal. And even then, they had to get a signal booster just to be able to actually like make calls on a regular basis and stuff. So it's not foolproof everywhere you go. It never is. Unless you live in a place like, New York City or something like that, where every carrier is going to be, it's never going to be 100% perfect for everyone everywhere. I guess that's just what I said. And so the one thing that we thought about, we didn't want to be in a 2-year contract if we didn't have to be and stuff like that. I don't know if anybody that does, honestly. But I was looking into things, and I found the Nexus 4. I mean, I've known about the Nexus 4. I'm a big Android fan. I read Android blogs every day and stuff. But I had never really given it much thought because it wasn't on Verizon, so I moved on. But I've started thinking again, hey, maybe this is the way to go. It was a lag spike. And so our contract is with Verizon is up on the 24th, I think, of June. And the way it's looking like now, we will be switching to AT&T. I switched from Verizon 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, I think now, actually. No, it was more like 7, 6 or 7. I don't remember. I'm bad with time and dates. Wait, no. I switched. That was 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Yes, I actually know this. 4 years ago, I switched from Verizon to AT&T because my wife's family was on AT&T at the time, and we were engaged, and so we were just going to share a phone plan right from the beginning because it had AT&T, or the AT&T was the only one with the iPhone at the time, and two-headed chicken? Is it still there? I want to take a picture. Oh, they went away. I was going to take a picture of them. Let's put the bed down. Let's get rid of you. And oh, come on. Anyway, they had the iPhone, and if I renewed with Verizon, it was going to be another 2 years before we could be on the same plan again. And that's not entirely true. There are ways to do it. But so what we did was I started a contract and a family plan, and then she was transferred onto my family plan from her parents. Hello, zombie. I want nothing to do with you this moment. And that's how that happened. And then she got LG Xenon. It was a feature phone is what I think what they were calling it, but there was just like those music phones and stuff. It's actually a pretty good phone. She ended up giving it to her sister whenever her phone broke, and I gotta say it was like the best color of blue that there ever was. But then shortly, like a year after that, they got rid of unlimited data on AT&T. And so, I mean, I was grandfathered in. I was going to have it. I was good to go. This forest just goes forever. I was fine. But I wanted a 4G phone, and it was like another month or two until our contract was up with AT&T. So we paid to cancel our contract. First time I've ever done that. And moved all of our stuff to Verizon. And I got the Thunderbolt. She got a dumb phone. It's appearing more and more to be dumber every day. And yeah, she's ready for a switch. And so that brings us to now. We looked into the Nexus 4. They sell them at T-Mobile. But they're also compatible on AT&T's network. And so we went, we looked at it. We asked for a usable version or model to play with. And both really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play with it for that long because the battery died. So I'll be going back at some point to look at it again. I mean, I know that's what I want to get, but I like to play with things before I buy them. I like to know that's the one I want. I mean, when I used to play guitar often and stuff, and I was buying guitars and stuff, I had a rule that I had to actually physically play it first before I bought it, just because, you know, that one might not sound right. Something might be off with it. Anyway. And so we both really liked it. She's ecstatic about it. And hi, dogs. And so so we were looking into it, and the only downfall is that you have to pay outright for the phone, which really isn't a downfall in the grand scheme of things, but it is kind of at first. Sheep murder everywhere. Anyway. So we have to buy the phones outright. But the good news is we can buy them direct from Google, which means that we will get our updates direct from Google. They don't have to be processed by anybody else because they're a Nexus phone. They'll get updates when they happen, which is really nice. Stuff is burning up. Get out of here before anything bad happens to me. But then we just take them in and activate them with AT&T. Get SIM cards for them and stuff. And that's all fine and dandy. The only problem is the 16 gig models cost $350 each. And we don't have tons of money at the time. We have enough for one of them right now, and would have money for the other one in, you know, shortly after that. So what we've decided to do is that she's going to reactivate my old iPhone, because she uses that already right now to just kind of play games on and have her calendar and her email available to her at work without having to log into a computer. And so she's just going to reactivate that one. And then I'll get a Nexus 4 because I already use Android now, so all of my stuff will just transfer over and be good to go without having to change anything or readapt or anything like that. And then, like, a couple months later, we're going to buy another Nexus 4 for her, and we'll activate that one then on AT&T. And because everything's on a month-to-month basis at that point, another Extreme Hills, there's no, like, contract breaking by doing it this way. And we're free to switch to another carrier if we want to at any time. If we ever move anywhere, because moving is currently an option in our minds. If we decide to move and we move somewhere that has better coverage with T-Mobile or something like that as opposed to AT&T, we can just take our phones over there and be good to go without having to break contracts or anything like that, which is expensive and not fun to do. And the only thing that's really keeping me from doing this is that Google's I/O conference, this is their big, like, Android-related conference, and kind of all the tech things that Google's doing for the next year and stuff is coming up next week. Very excited about it. And unless they unveil a Nexus 5, which is unlikely, or if they unveil an LTE version of the Nexus 4, which is also kind of unlikely, we will just be getting the Nexus 4s that they have now for sale, and that will be that. and we'll be happy customers. And then when a Nexus 5 does come out or something like that, we can just sell this one and pick up a new one right away and be good to go. And it'll be fantastic. And I'm very excited for doing my phone plans this way. I mean, it's going to cost just as much, but I feel like I have more control over what I'm doing than just, get a contract and then deal with it for 2 years.